and members of the court, I think the court has been very fair, looking at the time allocation. We have 7 petitions, and in all those 7 petitions, we have been given a total of 6 hours, with a little bit more time for the petition number 5. We have 3 hours. The respondents similarly have 6 hours. And I think that taking into consideration the time that you have to hear and determine the petitions, I think that the time allocation has been very fair. Otherwise, if you have to follow the arguments by my learned friends for the IEBC, you would similarly say that our petitioners had a lot more to lose than the other petitioners, and therefore we should be given a little more time. But I think in the circumstances, I think the court has given a fair consideration as to the interests of all the parties and how to accommodate all the parties. 6 hours for the petitioners and 6 hours for the respondents. It's 6 hours. I think you do a little bit of mathematics, you'll find. Yeah. I did a little bit of mathematics. The other matter that I wish to draw the court's attention there is there are other pleadings that have been filed out of time without the leave of court. I would invite the court to look at those pleadings that have been filed out of court, out of time, and without the leave of court, to be struck out, because parties that have been served with these pleadings at the last hour would not be able to respond to them. And one particular affidavit which has been served, filed out of time, is the affidavit that on the face of it is by one Hilda Kavonga. That has been filed by the Electoral Commission, the first faction of the Electoral Commission. And at the last page, it says it's been sworn by Martin Wachira Nyaga. So some mutation, biological mutation must have taken place. And that, I don't know how to crack that one. But the bottom line is that they've been filed out of time and without leave of court.
Yes, Honorable Madam Chief Justice and the court, I have a small application that I thought I would bring to the court's attention. Due to late service of responses, the first respondent, the first petitioner in petition number E007 prepared responses and a further affidavit that were brought to the attention of the registry, but were rejected because of the question of time. In the same breath as my learned friend, Professor Githu Muigai, who has not filed a response to an application by ISA, we would seek leave, Your Ladyship, to file the affidavit. It's a small further affidavit of only 44 paragraphs, which is as a result of late service, Your Ladyship, and submissions by the first petitioner in E007. Your Ladyship, in terms of representation, just weighing in on what my learned friend has submitted, Mr. Professor Githu Muigai, Senior Counsel. There are only 2 professors and senior counsel in court, the 2 of us. Why can't all of them appear for the IBC? All the senior counsel can appear for IBC so that the court is richer with submissions from all parties, so that we hear the Chebukati faction and the Cherere faction, and I think the court then can make a good decision. Last, Your Ladyship, on the question of time, I just want to confirm that we only have 6 hours, like Senior Counsel Rengo said. And if my learned friend thinks that there are too many petitions, they can concede, that's all.
If may please, my lady, Honorable Chief Justice and my lords, uh, on behalf of the petitioners in petition number 3, we were served in time by a set of documents from the IEBC. Then subsequently, last night, we were served with another set of documents from IEBC. Rule 11 of this court's rules are very clear on filing and service within 4 days. And we are greatly prejudiced if documents that were filed and served outside time does not allow us a rejoinder, and then those documents now constitute part of the record. We'll urge my ladies and my lords, that when you consider the issue of representation of IEBC, please take into account that in respect to petition number 3, the IEBC faction, minority faction, served us with their documents outside time, and we had no opportunity to file any rejoinder. So that whatever they filed, we cannot speak to it.
Can you name the party who filed late?
It was
And
filed by
name the document which was filed late?
It was served on us late. We were served last night
Which
by the
document?
law firm of GA and Company Advocates. And we received the documents under protest and did indicate. Our prejudice is we cannot file any rejoinder to all the issues.
Please repeat the particular document which was filed late and by who? Which party?
My lady, I can speak to the service. We were served last evening. They are the first and second respondents' documents filed by the law firm of G&A Advocates. The response to the petition from the same law firm. There is a replying affidavit by Michael Ouma, filed from the same law firm. The first respondent's replying affidavit, filed by the same law firm. All those, and there's several volumes of volume 1, volume 2, and volume 2 of their supporting documents was served on us yesterday in the evening. And under Rule 11, they were meant to file and serve within 4 days of filing the petition. We have a 1 day to respond. We cannot respond to all those documents that they filed. And we urge this court to be guided by the case of Raila Odinga 2013, that late service of the documents on us has prejudiced us, and the information therein should be expunged from the record. That's all, my lady.
Thank you.
Sorry, my lady, if with the indulgence, I can also enumerate the pleadings which have been filed out of time. The first one is an affidavit by Oduor Juma Joseph, filed in support of the first and second respondents by G&A Advocates. fourth one, this was filed on Sunday, the 28th. This one is an affidavit of Catherine Wambui Kamau. And this one has been filed by, I believe, the same firm of advocates. This was filed on Sunday. The other one is an affidavit filed by the firm of Kithure Kindiki and Associates. This was filed today. And there's an affidavit, a further affidavit by Raymond Kiprotich Bet. The other one is an affidavit sworn by Martin Wachira Nyaga, an affidavit drawn by the firm of Iseme, Kamau, and Maema for the first and second respondents. This was filed on the 30th of August. This was filed today. Today at 2:45 a.m. The other one is an affidavit by Martin Wachira Nyaga, drawn by the same firm of advocates, Iseme, Kamau, and Maema for the first and second respondents. It was filed today, 30th of August, 2022 at 2:45 a.m. The other one is also an affidavit sworn by Hilda Kavonga, drawn by the same firm of advocates for the first and second respondents, is Seme, Kamau, and Maema, filed on Sunday p.m. And the last one is an affidavit sworn by Martin Wachira Nyaga, drawn by the same firm of advocates, Iseme, Kamau, and Maema, on behalf of the first and second respondents. This was filed on the 28th of August, 2022. And as far as we're concerned, they were filed out of time and without the leave of the court.
Your Ladyship, we may actually go into a wrong series of saying what has been filed late and only taking certain documents and not all of them. As I was sitting here, I've been served with a petitioner's further affidavit filed today, filed yesterday, 29, and this is an affidavit that has been filed by the firm of Kinoti and Kive Advocates. I think there's need now to take a stock of what has also been happening and which may not have been quite clear to the court. The e-filing system has had tremendous difficulties. And this you will confirm from the registrar, and I think all parties, where we tried to file, we had challenges, and that took a bit of time. But to me, because we all look first at our own self-interest, the beginning point is the response filed by the firm of ISA on 26th August, and which takes the form of a new petition. That would be the beginning point, because if you are to allow that, then that petition will stand unresponded to date, because I could not respond to a petition filed outside the 7 days. So as you consider all these rival arguments, allowing some and disallowing the others, I think the most fundamental would be the status of that response, which is in the nature of a new petition. Once that is resolved, the other petitions in my submission would be dealt with quite easily. That is all, Your Ladyship.
May it please you, my lady, the Supreme Court, my lords, my ladies, on behalf of the first and second respondents, that is the chairperson of the IEB, Ngatia Senior Counsel, the IT infrastructure of the judiciary and the portal upon which these documents are supposed to be filed had a big problem on Saturday. We did an email to the judiciary, got a confirmation that indeed the system was slow. And so that is the first reason why a number of documents and finally, one John Wesonga. These affidavits were filed way after the petition had been filed. They raised new issues. Specifically, they raised issues touching on the IT infrastructure of the IEBC. The most responsible thing to do, my lady and my lord, was for us to then do the affidavits. In fact, before they came in to raise the concern, we had ourselves wanted to raise this as a preliminary issue with the court so that we get directions. Because after we responded to the issues that they raised in their own further affidavits without leave, they again yesterday filed further affidavits seeking to now respond to the affidavits that we had filed responding to the issues they raised out of time. What is most interesting is that even in the affidavits that they filed as late as yesterday, they still raised new issues seeking to expand the four corners of the petition that is currently before the court, which then has the effect of making that petition mutate in form and character. Now, that said, my ladies and my lords, from where we sit, because of the significance of the issue at hand, we had taken the pragmatic approach to say that even though they served us late yesterday, that is late last night, we